This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
All right, good evening, everyone. Calling to order the meeting of the Southampton Select Board for December 13th at about 6:03. Could we stand the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so we have a small agenda before we get into our main meeting here. No public hearings, no presentations. Any open time for the public? Not seeing anyone. No quarterly reports. We do have an appointment tonight for Conservation Commission. Joy, would you like to take that?
Sure. Lexi Richard applied to be on the Conservation Commission. She just graduated from UMass Amherst with a Bachelor of Science in Natural Resources Conservation. She has written a brief letter stating my name is Lexi Richard and I'd like to express my interest in serving on the Conservation Commission. I earned my bachelor's degree in Natural Resources Conservation from UMass Amherst in 2020, and I would love the opportunity to expand my knowledge and serve in the community. I've lived in Southampton my entire life, and being able to make any kind of difference, especially right in my hometown, really inspires me. Thank you for your consideration. And the board, this past Monday, or last Monday, one of these Mondays, did move to support her application. So I would like to make a motion to appoint Lexi Richard on the Conservation Commission, term to expire June 30th, 2025.
Second.
All right, any discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Motion is passed. Lexi is a member of the CONCOM. Very good. Thank you for stepping up, Lexi, wherever you are. Hopefully listening somewhere. Okay, no particular reports tonight. Anything on old business to talk about, Ed, offhand? COVID update or voiceover, or we just keep having the same ones on here?
Yeah, right now, COVID, the flu, and a respiratory infection are the three health, shall we say, concerns that are out there. COVID-19 still does exist, and we should be cautious with it. The voice over IP update, I have TPX helped me fill out most of the form for Verizon. I have to go over that and confirm the information that's in there and fill in some blanks. It'll be sending that to Verizon, and once they have that, the normal wait for porting of the lines is 2 weeks.
So the issue with having the same phone numbers, is that been resolved?
That's what this form takes care of.
Okay.
Good. All right. Okay. All right, so basically our main agenda here is to take a look at our town meeting warrant and just kind of review things and just divide up tasks and how we would like to go through and read the motions.
I'm going to read the CPC motions, okay?
Okay, that would be fine.
That's 7 and 8.
7 and 8, Rini will take CPC, okay. Otherwise, shall we just kind of go down through for the first, we got the first 6 anyway. That are basic finance ones. Or I tell you, there's a couple ways we could do it. So Rini, if you took those two, since Francina and I are on the bylaws, we could split up the bylaws, and Joy and John could split up the first 6 if you'd like. Or that's one way to do it, or we can alternate. Whatever you'd like to do.
So the first 6 of these, okay.
Yeah, you want the first 3 or the second 3? You want to get the crowd rolling?
Yeah, they're really roll for me. Yeah.
You take 1 through 3.
Okay.
And just a reminder, kids, you're reading the motion, you don't have to read the article.
I like to
Thank goodness.
I want to be thorough.
No. Robert's going to stop you, I'm sure.
So that's Joy's going 1 through 3.
Yep.
Yep. And on these, we've got, Ed, you're going to speak on 1 and 3, and Ian's going to speak on number 2, right? Looks like?
Yes, the one that has to step in.
Okay.
And John Workman is not going to be here.
So if anybody needs to speak on the ambulance
That's me.
transfer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I
Okay,
had already put myself in.
okay. And then, John, you're going to do 4, 5, and 6?
Yep.
Right. Perfect. And you got a couple, mostly Ed, and then is Ron Lauren going to be here for number 6? Or? All right.
We all know who the substitute for everybody is.
Yeah, you're the.
Reenie's doing 7 and 8.
Yeah,
7 and
and
8.
I will let you know, I got Ace, shall we say, an email from Darcy this afternoon. It said, I will be at the meeting tonight. I have to work. I emailed her back, says, do you mean you won't be at the meeting tonight, you have to work? And I never heard back, so someone may have to fill in for the Board of Assessors if Darcy doesn't.
On which one?
The transfer
The
of funds.
transfers.
The transfers.
Okay.
Yeah, for their.
Yeah, I can do that.
From their
If
operating
it has to be
accounts, if she
spoken to.
doesn't. Okay, that's fine. And then, Francine, you want to just alternate these, or how do you want to do this?
Yeah, well, you were going to take number 9.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna speak to it at the
Go
mic,
ahead.
right?
Yes. Oh, but you're talking about who's going to read it?
Who's going to read the motion, is what I'm saying.
I'll read that since you're speaking. to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep. And
10.
I can do that. Well, we don't know if Ian's going to be here, right?
Ian's going to be here.
He is?
Yeah. All right, so I'll do 9 and 10.
Okay. All right, then I will do 11. And 12. And how about, what we got here?
And the last 3?
So why don't you take, or I'll do 13. Joy, you want to do 14?
Okay.
And Francine, you want to do 15? Or
I'll do 9 and
I'm not sure how our mics are set up. We'll just pass the mic around. Okay. Anybody have any comments or discussion on anything?
And that's for doing the motions or speaking on it?
You're going to read the motion. I think
Okay.
well, it depends on what you'd like to do. I believe the Housing Authority folks are going to be here to speak on it
I
as
was
well.
going to speak on it.
Okay, then,
Yeah, so-
then one of us,
They asked me to speak.
okay, so why don't I read that one then too then?
Okay, thank you.
I'll read that so
Sorry.
that it's not any
I should
conflict
have
with.
been more clear.
which one is it?
I'll do the housing, I'll read the
Number
housing.
14. Yeah, just the
Okay.
motion.
Yeah, you can speak on it, then I'll do that one. Okay. All right. So, all right, any questions? That's okay? Get through that.
I did have a general question. Does am I mistaken, doesn't the finance usually have like a position on the financial?
If they have met and taken a position.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they've met recently, have they? I don't know if they've got a meeting coming up, but they, usually it's because they have actually had a
Okay.
chance to discuss it themselves, yeah. So, not for these tonight, I guess. All right.
We'll just review.
Yeah, so let's go through it. So we got Joy, 1, 2, 3. Joy, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Greenie, 7 and 8. Francine, 9, 10. Chris, 11, 12.
13 and 14.
Good.
11 and 12.
Okay.
And then 13 and 14.
13,
And then
14,
Francine's
and then Francine, 15. Okay.
I'm doing 15. Who's doing 13, 14?
Me.
Chris.
Chris. Okay, is that all right?
Yep.
Whatever. We'll get through. Okay, so
And that's just reading the motion.
just reading the motion,
Yep.
right? Yep. I believe so. Okay. All right, so with that taken care of, we're back on the topic of a member for the Zoning Board of Appeals. I understand they had a meeting and they had to cancel it. They didn't have people last night.
They canceled the
They
meeting.
canceled the meeting last night.
How many, they have 3
I don't
members?
know why, I don't know
Oh, you
why.
don't
They have 4
canceled.
members, right?
Well,
They have four members,
members.
however, if you don't have one show up or one has to recuse
Recuse
themselves, you have
yes.
three.
Right, and that's still a quorum.
It's a quorum, but if you look
Yeah.
at the information I sent out, you will
Yeah.
see the voting requirements
Yeah.
for a five-member board.
It's gotta be a four-member
And to
vote.
pass, you need 4 affirmative votes.
So right now, we had
So
appointed
I
somebody not
wonder,
long ago, right?
because-
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. So the other section that you provided, Mass General Law 40A, Section 12, says a little bit before, the mayor subject, blah, blah, blah. The Board of Selectmen shall appoint members of the Board of Appeals within 3 months of the adoption of the ordinance or bylaw. Pending appointment of the members of the Board of Appeals, the City Council and Board of Selectmen shall act as the Board of Appeals. But somewhere in there it says it's up to us to determine whether it's a 3 or 5 person board. Yeah, keep going. Any Board of Appeals established herein shall consist of 3 or 5 members. So have we made the conscious decision to go to 5? And if we made the conscious decision to go to 3 and kick somebody off, are we okay?
So, somewhere in the past, and I don't know where that was, the town should have adopted the 5-member.
Which makes sense
board.
because we have 5 spots.
Right.
Right, exactly. Of course, the one piece that I think currently doesn't make sense is, as I read this, with a 5-member board, they basically should be 5-year terms that are staggered. We've been doing 3-year terms. But other than that, my
Do we have
assumption-
associate members?
We have a slot for,
accepted?
we have a slot for an associate or an alternate member. There is
There's
no one
nobody
currently
right
in
now,
that
okay.
position, correct?
Wait a minute, isn't the woman, she's only come to a couple of meetings, I thought she was an alternate.
There was somebody who was a lawyer, I thought. was-
Shanna Reed is a
Shanna.
full member.
She's
Oh,
full
she
member.
is?
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So there's your 4 members. So we have 1 vacancy plus,
We have 1 full membership vacancy.
Plus the
and
alternate.
1 alternate member
Okay.
vacancy.
Because if we had the alternate, then the chair, Ryan, could just appoint the alternate to vote. under
Correct.
this ordinance. Okay, all right.
Exactly.
yeah. Because I think it was a few meetings ago, we had put in another appointment to the ZBA, if I'm not mistaken. There was a fairly new member that had joined, I think, recently, no? I could be
I don't recall that.
Okay, I could be wrong. All right.
Yeah, because actually Shanna, Jerry, Milda, and Ryan have all been members for a while.
What?
Well, I think we just recently appointed
I think we put some.
And there's a man, the
Sheena.
one who just resigned,
Hmm?
Joe.
Sheena.
But I think you reappointed.
Oh, maybe
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought she was fairly new.
Shanna, I believe, has been on the board, but may have been
Do you know?
an alternate when
I
I
don't know
came
how
here in
long she's been there.
2018.
I just know that I thought she was an alternate and only attended when
So,
Really?
aside from that, does the zoning board currently record all their meetings?
No.
Right, so under the voting requirements, number 4, even if we appointed somebody, they haven't participated in those earlier meetings, so therefore they're barred from voting.
Well, if they had started a meeting,
So they haven't taken, whatever vote they need to take, that they need at least 4 affirmatives for it to pass. I mean, it could
Yeah.
fail by 0 to 4, right? No testimony's been taken on that yet.
as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
There was one before them that ended up getting withdrawn, and then I believe there's another one before that one of the members has a conflict of interest and had to recuse themselves.
And they stated that right away, so, I mean, they may have tried to open the meeting, but there's been no testimony, nothing has started.
Right.
Because they don't have the voting members. Right. We had a
So
candidate
is
present
the chair,
ourselves.
the chair looking to appoint somebody?
I'd like to appoint somebody so the committee can do its business.
Well, I wasn't necessarily thinking of appointing anyone tonight. I was thinking of just having the discussion and going over the parameters and the requirements, and then, at the next meeting next week, if you wanted to move forward and try to appoint someone.
I mean, I think if, I don't know what the background story is in whatever case is coming before, whatever appeal it is, but I mean, if there seems to be urgency around this to get a quorum to hold the meeting. So you know, if, in the interim, if you're looking for somebody from the select board to step forward, then fine, I'll do it. But we need to do a search and find somebody.
I volunteered to do it last meeting,
Yeah.
and no one vote, you know, made a motion, so.
I think it's very
withdrawn.
unfortunate that the meetings aren't taped, because I feel like before I'm comfortable appointing someone to be on this particular board, I feel like I need to know more about the history of the votes. Is this a board that independently makes a decision around planning board variances? Or are they consistently going with the appeal? Like, I feel like I need to learn a little bit more before I appoint someone to the board, and I appreciate this information, but I'm not comfortable voting personally myself or anybody, but I would feel comfortable having a select board member step in if needed. I just would like to learn a little bit more, and I think that would be a lot easier to do if it was taped, but obviously they're not.
We should have the minutes of the meeting, do we not?
And I just think on your earlier point there, I think the sooner that 50,000 transfer that went to Easthampton Media, and one of the conditions was to make recordings available in that room,
Yeah.
gets resolved, then we could pass a bylaw that says all meetings need to be recorded to force that earlier point. But right now,
Well-
they can't be recorded in there except for Board of Selectmen meetings.
Just to fill you in a little bit, of all the meetings that I've attended, and there haven't been probably more than 4 or 5, because they meet very infrequently. One was an appeal, and the rest have all been requests for variances.
Have been what?
Have been requests for variances.
Were all the variances approved? I mean, I just
Yes,
think that-
yes, but one was continued. One is continued.
Okay, I would like to look, hopefully the minutes are clear enough for me to understand a little bit more about the committee and the work that they do, and I appreciate this, because I'll read this packet through, and in the meantime, I'm comfortable with either John or Francine.
And I want to mention, the minutes, I think, are only available at Lucy's office. They're not posted.
Yeah, they're not posted. Those
Why aren't they posted?
It's probably the clerk of that committee's responsibility.
It's up to the zoning board to do that.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the first thing, I think that,
Yeah.
the minutes should be posted.
Minutes should be
I
posted.
think we brought that up the last time that they were at.
Well, it's the same as the Board of Health, they're not posted either, and they should be.
Yeah.
You know, we all deal with a lot of confidential information, and if we shouldn't be in a public meeting if it's not public.
Yeah, okay, so, at this point in time, is there any urgency to have a meeting that we know of before our next select board meeting on the 20th, which is only a week from now?
Doesn't sound like it.
I can't imagine
Not-
there is, so
Okay, I'm happy to
I
just
would
wait.
forego that we just wait then and not necessarily encumber one of the select board members to take on that role just for one time interimly, that we all commit to reading this stuff, and we'll see if we can get a hold of the minutes and share those.
I mean, and this is not the only committee that is in need of members.
Right.
And I guess
Yeah.
in the interim since the last meeting, now I've been thinking about it, and I was thinking if we do this one time, we're setting a precedent.
Yeah.
That when other committees find themselves in this situation, that
Well,
the select board is going to be
except
populated.
except for this, Francine, this committee has a legal obligation where they are required to have votes that they actually cannot function with just a quorum.
Right.
Other committees don't have that.
Others, yeah, others can
So
do that.
another avenue might be that whoever the liaison from the select board is, we have them appointed as an associate member. So when they run into these predicaments, they can just, because they're already there,
Yeah.
participating in the meeting, understanding, hearing everything, they could then step in having knowledge.
Possibility.
I mean, it's one thing to have a conflict, but if it has to do with absence, then that's an issue, that's a separate issue.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, just one other thing, as you think about this, is it would be nice to get somebody that you can appoint, shall we say, more on a permanent basis than on a temporary basis, because this committee has, our board has, 2 members whose terms will be expiring on June 30th, 2023, and you don't know
And
if, you know, they would
Yeah.
even be interested.
I agree 100% with that,
Yeah.
and I think that's one of the bigger issues that the town itself has, where everything is by elected body and nobody's running for office.
Yeah.
I mean, this one screams
These-
even more because it's pressing right now.
But these are all appointed, right? These are not elected.
Yeah.
These are appointed.
Yeah, yeah. Lucy, you have
I was
something to
just
say?
going to
Yeah, could you?
repeat what Ed said, that Three of the members are up in June.
3 of them?
Is it 3 or 2?
So I can, if I can't mention names, I won't, but yes, because the
Well, they're public.
alternate.
It's on the website, you can say.
Okay,
Just-
so
just speak loudly so we can hear you.
Millie Cohen is up in June, Jerry Swanson is up in June, and Shana Reed, who is the alternate, is up in June. And then Francine, your term is up in June,
Right.
and you are the liaison for the select
Yes.
board. So
Are you a voting member?
the only one left on the board of the zoning is Ryan Wheeler.
Uh-huh.
So, and his term is up in 2024.
2024.
So they are 3-year terms.
And she is an associate member then?
So Shane is the alternate member,
Alternate.
according to the master list that we have.
Okay, because she's, on the website, she's a full member.
Yeah, because, I mean, I know that
The
she
website
comes
is,
Yeah.
only when they need someone
Okay.
to make a quorum.
Okay, so with all that information in our hats, let's think about that and come back to it on the next meeting and make a decision when we know that we have an
Okay.
applicant who put in her paperwork. We need to figure out if we're going to move on that or not.
Well, I mean, you can bring, as chair, you have the privilege to bring it back up for reconsideration.
That's fine. After we all look at all this stuff, we can figure out which way we want to go. But we'll put it on the agenda for next meeting on the 20th, all right? But it seems like this is a committee that, even though they meet infrequently, they have some very important work to get done that we should not, delay too long to allow them to get their business done, I guess is my point. Okay, any other comments about that? Yes, Reading.
Oh, not about that, but I wanted to
Yep.
ask about the next one.
Yep.
Will the consideration of the appointment to the Public Safety Building Committee occur at the next meeting? Is the paperwork in on that person?
There's 2 people that have applied for that. I suppose does the select board want the input from the Public Safety Building Committee to help with that appointment or not?
This is Sarah's vacant position?
Yeah.
Well, but Sarah was chair.
Right.
She was chair.
So we're not voting to replace the chair.
No.
Just to
She was
replace the
already-
member, and then the membership will determine who the chair
The
is.
chair's already been voted on.
Yeah.
Redetermined.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, I think it's not I'm not the liaison, but I'd certainly like to hear what they have to say, but if it's a timing issue,
No, we're
And
not
they can-
meeting until the 9th of
9th of
January.
right, so
So I think it'd be good for the select board to chime in.
Okay.
bring both candidates forward.
Yep, I think that's one of the points. And the second thing is, are we going to have an opportunity at the next meeting to look at the revenue expense report that Bradley just sent out?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, it's the last meeting of the month. so.
okay.
Yep, that's all. All right. Good. There may be a couple of other committees. I know the grant committee is going to pronounce themselves if they want to continue or not. So we may be needing to re-up our authority as well. I think the
Yes.
cost effectiveness committee too. I think our timing is up.
Yeah, I think the grant committee actually ended on November 30th.
No, could very well have. Yep, well, we'll definitely need to take it up and see if we want to continue. All right. Okay, anything else? If not, no PCFs, no licenses?
Let me do this quick
Yep.
under any other
Okay.
business, since I've seen no reports. Just to let you know, we do have a tax rate that was approved by DOR today of $14.33 per thousand. The current year's is, or the last year's was $15.07 per thousand. Credentialing system is now installed, so tomorrow I'll send out an email to those that are eligible, that if anybody wants them to come see Judy and have the photos taken, she'll issue the IDs. And then lastly, I can't tell you at the next week's select board meeting that Katie Klein sent me the deed acceptance for the right-of-way for the railroad. Today, she thinks we may actually be able to close as early as next week on that. And then a few people, including Francine, had asked me about utility rights that go along with that. I can't answer this. That with rail banking, no, there are no utility rights that go along with that. And the town, long before I had come along, had made the decision to go down the rail banking road.
So I think for the next meeting on the tax recap, or the tax report, that we bring it up again, the whole audience. Well, what would be a good figure to have ready is if it's a 73-cent reduction per thousand on the average household, what does that actually calculate out to the potential reduction to the average tax bill? I think our average tax bill is like 348,000. Value of single-family homes, so then
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, maybe just a question of what is now the average single-family home.
Right, the
value.
reassessment,
That's what
yeah.
20, right?
Yeah.
Correct, but
A little higher.
73 cents would be, but when
Yeah.
you compare it to the average tax bill, now you're talking 100, 200 bucks.
Well, it might not be.
But
Depending-
whatever,
depending on
it's not
right,
73
yeah.
cents.
Right, exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
but whatever, have
Yeah.
that number ready. Yeah,
Okay.
because I think I'll ask you if you don't volunteer it.
And then we also.
Well, you know me, I can be, I can be dodgy. So, geez, we'll have to check with the assessors for that.
Call for a 5-minute break.
Right. And we probably will have, I don't know if you've been able to confirm it with the, our auditor to come in and talk about our audit report.
I was looking for that for January.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Move to approve the October 25th, 2022 minutes.
I have one tiny or two corrections. Anybody see anything? Just a couple typos. Page 3, under the East Street Bridge opening. Very last sentence, at the site of the bridge. S-I-T-E. Where is it on? S-I-G-H-T.
Oh, what page?
Page 3, under East Street Bridge opening. Very last sentence of the East Street Bridge. It's about the fourth bullet down.
Yeah.
At the site of the bridge. Yes. S-I-T. And then, just on page 5, other documents, we think that would be retirement certificate for Barbara.
Second bullet.
Second bullet. Okay, with those corrections, we have a motion to approve the minutes. We have a second?
I'll second it.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
So John and then Rini.
Yep. All right.
And just so everyone knows, in some of the bylaws, we have other people speaking
Yeah.
to, you know, who will come up and talk. For Joy's one, Ian, Ed is coming up from one,
Yeah.
we have a couple of people coming up.
Yeah.
So it's not the same people over and over.
Right, right.
And it's people with more knowledge of the issues than,
Yeah.
you know, you've had input into the bylaw.
Okay. All right, so we've got our pending items. I think we'll have some updates. I know
That's the amendment.
we've got some issues on the Old Town Hall. We've got some information that's come in from Christina and Andrea Gilmer on the scope of work. So we've got something to start to look at there. Ed and I will take a look at that when we've got a chance. And then talking about the hazard mitigation plan update timelines as well. So we'll get those on for next meeting as well. And then we have our meeting on the 20th. And if we want to decide the January meetings now, we could do that. Looks like we've got 3 possible meetings in January, actually, given the schedules here. January 3rd, 17, and 31.
I know it's crazy, but could we just keep the 17th and 31, just cancel the 3rd? Take a little break.
I'm good with that.
Wouldn't mind. Everybody good with that?
I
Joy?
go to a hockey game.
January 17th and 31. Okay, perfect. All right, sounds good. All right. With that, I think we are done. Would anybody like to move to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
All right.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We are adjourned at 6:33.